Hey guys, welcome back to Simple Acre Homestead. If you haven't subscribed yet, please hit that subscribe button and follow along with us. So today I feel like I'm having a pretty productive day so far. I've done a few things, done morning chores, cleaned rabbit cages, changed a brooder, but there's something else I want to do before our potential storms this afternoon, and it's going to get really, really hot this afternoon. So what I need to do this morning is get some harvesting done. I want to harvest some plants with medicinal value and get them drying in the dehydrator. So of course there are countless plants with medicinal value, but today I'm just going to focus on a few. So let's go. So here's a raised bed that I have with red clover for medicinal purposes. It's great for lung issues, respiratory issues. And because it comes up a little bit at a time, I've been picking it every few days and storing it in the freezer. So I just want to grab the ones that are completely purple, even though they're called red clover, and have no brown on them at all. And I want to keep those to store. The other ones that have brown started, I'll just let them go to seed. So I'm just picking the heads off of them and the top few leaves, which I usually do pick off, but I think you can leave those on. And they're great for tinctures or teas. So that's a pretty good haul for one day. Red clover, not to be confused with crimson clover, which is actually red. So next up on my list is a little bit of foraging, and it's for plantain. I do have some planted in my herb garden, but this stuff grows everywhere. It's even growing between the cracks in the cement. So plantain is amazing for its healing properties. We use it all the time around here for every little ouchie or bug bite. We use it topically, and within a day, that wound or bite is so much better. Okay, so I took the best looking leaves from this plant, so let's go look for some more. It's all around the yard. Well, there's some. This area is just covered in it. So that's all I'm going to do for right now. This is my second batch of dried plantain, and it grows all summer, so I will do other batches. But because of limited space in the dehydrators, I think this is enough for now. Time to move on to our next plant. So the next thing I want to harvest is the apple mint. I've already done the chocolate mint and the regular spearmint, and the only one I have left to do is the apple mint. On its own, mint medicinally is wonderful. You can have it as a great tea, and it's good for digestive issues. But also, if you wanted to combine it with something like the red clover, it would just add that different flavor, and that's a great way to go. Spider. I am not a fan of spiders. It looks like the heat is starting to get to these plants, so it's a really good time to harvest before it gets worse, and it is only going to get hotter today. I'm just going to cut down the big ones and leave the smaller ones to grow for the next harvest. So this will be plenty for right now. Okay guys, so next up is the mullein, and mullein is great for respiratory issues. I've already done a big harvest, but there are some new fresh leaves that have grown that I'm going to add to my dehydrator. Okay guys, last but not least is the lemon balm. It makes a really pleasant tea. It's great for a lot of medicinal things, but it is really good as a soothing, calming tea. That's what I've always used it for. So where it's planted, it's in a bit of a tight spot, but I'm gonna sneak in there and harvest some. So it's still young and fresh right now. It's the perfect time to harvest. I've got my lemon balm, my mullein, my plantain, my apple mint, and my red clover. It is getting toasty out here. I'm gonna get these plants in the house in some cold water to perk up a little bit and to wash them, and then we'll get them in the dehydrator. Okay guys, so I have everything washed and drained and it's ready to go into the dehydrator. I was actually just gifted a second dehydrator by my friend Rebecca, so thank you. It's going to be put to very good use. So if anyone's wondering why I'm not using the freeze dryer for this, there's actually a reason. I was reading that a freeze dryer may or may not, it's arguable, but it may reduce the medicinal quality of the herb. It's fine for food, but medicinally it might reduce that quality. And I don't want to take a chance this time around, so I'm going to do it in the dehydrator on a very low setting, the lowest setting possible, and just do it for a long time and hope to retain all those great properties. All right, first in, the mullein. These are nice fresh leaves. Like I said, I already did one harvest, so these are all really tender leaves. So after a couple of hours, this will really shrink up. And even though it seems like it's really thick in here now, it'll dry up and shrivel and there will be lots of airflow and space soon. Okay, so one tray of mullein. That was a small harvest. So next up is the lemon balm. This stuff smells so nice. I just pulled the leaves away from the main stalk. There's still some stems, not a big deal for tea. I think I'll have to do 2 trays for this. The thing about this stuff is that when it dries up and shrivels, it all starts to look the same. So I'm going to have to pay attention to where I'm putting everything and keep track of it. I'm actually going to go 3 trays for the lemon balm. Okay, so I have 1 tray left in this dehydrator, and I'm just going to do the small batch of plantain. Soaking in the cold water really did perk these up. Okay, so I'm doing 2 trays of the apple mint and the remaining 3 trays will be for the red clover. As I mentioned earlier, the red clover does come up at different times. So I've been harvesting and freezing as they've come into bloom. And I have 3 plates and the small bowl that we got today. Well, there you have it. 5 plants with medicinal properties. They're going to be dehydrated. When they're ready, I'm either going to grind them up or smush them up or put them into jars as they are, depending on what it is, and vacuum seal the jars for long-term use. If you enjoyed this, please like, subscribe, and share, and see you next time. Bye, guys.